Hi, classmates. My name is Jade. Obviously, I'm in this class with you. I'll jump right in. One thing that COVID taught me was that adversity is really highly related with resiliency. I work in marketing, and before COVID, I was working in an office, going out in the field almost every day. And when the pandemic shut everything down, I had to really switch gears and work from home. And that really scared me. It was totally different than what I was normally doing. But in turn, that gave me a bunch of skills that I didn't have, a way of looking at how to reach and connect with our customers in a different way. And years later, I'm working from home now like 90% of the time, and I absolutely love it. It's been a great thing for my work-life balance, my family, all of it has been wonderful. And even though that was really tough, it was an opportunity for me to grow. Also, my daughter was in kindergarten in 2020, and so she was really excited to go to school, start kindergarten, and wasn't able to, had to do virtual learning instead. And so this actually in turn also made her really develop skills with the computer. She's always connecting with relatives that are out of state now on FaceTime, learning how to do things at 8 years old on a computer that are great. So that has been actually a really good thing for us in a lot of ways, even though it was hard, obviously, for everyone in a lot of ways as well. The 5 companies that I would choose to work for are Lume, Thrive Cosmetics, On Cloud Shoes, SheFit, and Article Furniture. Those are all accessible retail products that deliver really high quality, sometimes even innovative products with really good customer service. Obviously, I'm a little biased being in marketing, but I think that those two things are really what makes the magic with a company. If you have really good customer service, you're really driven to deliver to the customer, and you have a product that's unparalleled in its market, those are things that you can't teach. You can fix financial things, you can fix operational things, but if you don't have something that's really competitive and really outside of the competitors and what the competitors offer, it's really hard to replicate that. So that's why I would pick those particular companies to work for. For the Myers-Briggs, my personality type was the ESTP. Those personality types tend to be impulsive and spontaneous. That can also mean, though, that it's a highly creative personality type, really out-of-the-box thinking, coming up with ideas and ways to fix things that other people might not think of. Our personality type does tend to get bored easily, though, and to be really excitable and get things going when the project starts, not as much across the finish line. So I personally like to put out a lot of fires. I like to run around and fix things and be of value in that way, but I'm not as much a methodical thinker of long-term, how do we prevent the fire so that it doesn't have to be put out? When that relates to working with teammates in an organization, I have a tendency to not give other people the time and space to really talk through how decisions will affect them emotionally. I remember being in a conference and taking this personality type quiz with a group of people within my organization, and I related it to, we're in a high volume situation. If we spend an hour talking about your feelings and how they're affected by this decision, in that time, there's 100 other decisions that I'm making that have no contemplation with anyone else. So I do value that people want to discuss things, feel the impact of things, but that also is at the cost of having to make quicker decisions with other things. And I think that's a great opportunity for me to find that balance of seeing that it is important to listen to people, make people feel valued, make people feel trusted, that their voices are heard, but still have some kind of urgency, that nothing is unlimited. Time isn't unlimited, and definitely the time it takes to make decisions will change if you take too long to make that decision. For the big five, the areas that I scored the highest in were for extroversion and open-mindedness. So I'm really open to new ideas, coming up with different ways to do things. That's an area that I excel in. I scored in the mid-range for the negative emotionality. I don't always tend to be relaxed. I'm pretty excitable, and that can come off as a little bit high-strung sometimes. Also, the agreeableness, I scored in the mid-range for. That's just in relation to how well I can kind of not get along with others, but maybe be open and showcase how open I am to other people's ideas and listening to them rather than just taking charge and getting things done. I did score lowest in the conscientiousness area. I think that is just because I'm kind of unorganized. I am a procrastinator. That's why I'm making this video on Sunday afternoon and not earlier in the week. I think this kind of does relate to those personality types. It does give you some ideas of how you fall into a range of getting along with others, being open-minded to new ideas. But it is just a range. I don't think it's necessarily cut and dry, and it definitely gives you some feedback and perspective of how you might be perceived by other people in an objective way. For the value sort, the 4 values that came up highest for me were creativity, that I chose to come up with. For me personally, were the creativity and originality, personal growth, rewarding and supportive relationships, and then the vision, big picture. The things that I sorted as not being the least valuable, rather, for me personally, were faith, spirituality, searching truth and knowledge, and fame and success. Of the 3 assessments, this was the one that I identified with the least. I felt like this was really semantics. I think that personal growth really ties into that keyword of searching for truth and knowledge, and that also can be related to fame and success. And so while I might have picked those 2 as being my least on my list of identifying with, they're kind of like 2 different ways of looking at things. Faith and spirituality can also be looking at the big picture, not necessarily just in a project, but like how you fit into things in a bigger scope. And so that was something that I thought was good to look at, but that I didn't find that personally as good at reflecting areas that I relate to in a business. I think that was more of a personal assessment. So yeah, this was an interesting topic to look at, to kind of look at yourself and see how you relate. I relate to other people in an organization. I think that really it is so important to have diversity of different personality types. If everyone was methodical and organized and getting everything done exactly to the book, exactly on time, there wouldn't be as much creativity in the workplace. But also you need structure, and you need deadlines, and you need people that are holding you accountable in leadership. And so really just having a bunch of different personality types working together really does strengthen the organization in whole. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.